And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, September 11th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we are on a Wednesday morning. The sun is shining, and welcome to our program. We also welcome Bob McDonald to talk about Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to be with you. Thank you for letting me dial in this morning. Appreciate Billy answering the phone when I called.
Well, he was watching, then I wasn't, so he got it first.
Yeah.
You know what today is, and I don't know how much we want to talk about that, even if any other than mention it, but it was 23 years ago today, 9/11/2001. Yes,
that was certainly a day to remember for all of us, and it was a day it was a day of incredible sadness, but it was also a day of incredible pride to see how the country rallied and came together, and there's so many heroic people on that day, Coleman, and clearly it made us even though that was a horrible event, it made us a stronger country, I believe, and I think we saw patriotism increase from that day.
Yeah. Well, what do we need to say about the bank this morning?
Well, it's a good time for the bank, Coleman. We're about to wrap up. It's hard to believe, but at this point in September, we're about to close out the third quarter and move into the final quarter of the year, and it continues to be a very good year for us, Coleman. Last year was a very good year, and this year is shaping up to be even better, and so we're thankful for that. We're delighted to be able to serve our customers and our communities, and we're loaning money on every possible type of loan. Coleman, people are buying houses, they're renovating their home, their businesses are investing in their companies by buying equipment. A lot of businesses are buying real estate for their operation. A lot of car purchases going on, so there's just continues to be a lot of optimism. Certainly in your listening area, Coleman, when you listen to national news, you might not hear that type of rhetoric, but certainly right here in your listening area, which is our operating area, we see a lot of optimism.
Yeah, what about, are there many new businesses starting up? A lot of times you start up a business, you need a good loan to get off and running.
Well, that's exactly right, and we do see a lot of new businesses opening up, and it's you see a lot of new retail operations. You see some small industrial type of businesses. You see people who buy into franchises. And they offer specific services, such as various services that are involved with construction. Maybe it's some specific type of service they provide a contractor. And so we're seeing a lot of that going on. Folks who are deciding to leave corporate America and get into some type of a business along those lines. So we see a lot of that going on, and we're just delighted to be a part of that.
And, of course, the Fed is supposed to meet, is it 2 weeks or 1 week from today?
Yeah, I think it's I believe it's the 18th, so I think it's next week. And at least I think that's right. They'll meet for 2 days, and they're certainly expected to decrease rates by at least a quarter of a point. A lot of people are hoping for a half a point. It's just based on what theory that you subscribe to. Some folks don't want to see them do too much, which they think a half a point might be too much, but they want to see at least the Fed get started lowering rates, which might make folks feel better. And I don't know how much a quarter of a point would impact decisions that people make in terms of borrowing money or not borrowing money, but it'll certainly, for those who are looking for a little more of a positive atmosphere, that certainly would play a big part of that.
Well, I think there's a psychological edge to this. If they do that, it's probably going to tweak the economy a little bit.
Well, it will for those folks who are somewhat on the fence in terms of making a decision. Do they buy this product or not, or do they take this vacation or not? I think if you can see something like that happen as you talk, I think psychologically it might help them go ahead and make that move and make that decision to do something.
All right, we got a minute or so here. We need to talk about that free checking account.
Yes, sir. It's Coleman, we're very busy with that. We open those accounts every day, and it is free in every way. We have, for folks who want to continue to write checks, they can do that. We give them checks. For folks who want to do their banking electronically, who want to get on their computer and do their banking, they can do that. They can make their deposits with their mobile phone. And so our technology is second to none, Coleman, and we hear compliments on it every day from folks who might have accounts with other banks. They say that ours is the easiest to use and the most user-friendly. So we delighted to hear that, and we invite your listeners who do not bank with us now to come visit with one of our great folks, and we do have great people, Coleman.
It's a great way to get started. All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. Have a great week. We'll do it again next Wednesday.
Thanks, Coleman. Have a good day.
All right. Bob McDonald, he is President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better. 10:30 after the hour. This is the Wednesday for Cumberland University. And Rusty Richardson is with us this morning, as per usual. And Rusty, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Rusty, of course, is the Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs. I got to tell you, if you didn't hear it yesterday, you got the Hearthside hello from Sean Dozier, and of course he was at the Kiwanis Club Monday, and MJ and I got invited, and a number of people there to hear you do your presentation about remembering 9/11. And so just wanted to mention that in the beginning. I think everybody thought you did a wonderful job. You brought out some things we weren't aware of and reminded us of what happened 23 years ago.
Well, thanks, Coleman, and thanks, Sean, for that shout-out from Hearthside. So I appreciate that.
Well, you've got a guest this morning, as you usually do. We've got a lot of things to talk about concerning Cumberland University, so why don't you get us started?
Well, first, let me give the big news. And this Friday, we will officially announce what our census is, what our enrollment is this fall. We have tentative numbers, but they're still changing a little bit. Friday is the official census day, where that count is what goes into the federal government with all the loans and things like that. But we'll finish somewhere between 3,450 and 3,500 students.
Wow.
Another record enrollment. It's about 400 more than what we had last fall, which was also broke the record. So we're just so excited to have all those students on campus or involved in our programs, and that does include all flavors of students. Full-time, part-time, undergraduate, graduate, dual enrollment, early college, you name it. So it's just kicking off a great year, and Dr. Stum is already setting a higher goal for next year.
Well, I think part of this is because you offer so much. There's something for so many people there.
Absolutely, and we continue to add those programs, add those majors, and add those different classes because we want to respond to the demand of what people are looking for and where the jobs are for the future. So,
well, it'll be interesting to get that final number, but we have a ballpark figure.
We have a ballpark.
No, it's going to be another record enrollment.
Absolutely, another record enrollment. So. And parking's even more crowded than before. So,
well, I wasn't going to mention that. But
we continue to look on ways to add parking.
But
and,
you
have
worked
plans
on the parking problem.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Many places, many additional spots have been opened, and we've got plans that are currently going through the cycle with the city, getting approval for some additional parking on the property we have available. So it's a really good problem to have with all those new students there.
All right, let's talk about this next thing on our list here this morning, and we'll take a break.
All right, tomorrow scheduled Faith Fest, which is the first one we've ever had. It's a combined effort between the Baptist Campus Ministry, University Catholic, the Wesley Fellowship, FCA, and CU Student Life, where they're celebrating people of faith and giving them a chance to come out and enjoy themselves. Now, with the weather that's expected tomorrow, with the hurricane coming up through the Gulf, very likely that's going to be postponed until next week and do it next Thursday instead of tomorrow. The one part that will go on tomorrow, they've got a feature artist, Matt Maher, coming, who's a Grammy Award-winning, Grammy-nominated, very popular Christian songwriter, performer. He's still going to be there tomorrow giving a master class in songwriting in Baird Chapel at 3 o'clock, and that's free and open to the public. So we encourage people to come out on that. The official announcement on the rest of it being postponed will come out later today, but it looks pretty certain that it will be postponed.
Okay. All right. Let's take our break right here, and we'll talk more with Rusty and his guest in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It is loading up right now in a couple of spots over here in Hermitage into Donaldson, especially on 40 going westbound. As you come past Stewart's Ferry Pike there, approaching Donaldson Pike. It's pretty busy now on Vietnam Vents as you get on that ramp to 65 going southbound. All that traffic flow coming in from Hendersonville, Sumner County. It's busy but moving right now. 65 north from Franklin into Brentwood up through Williamson County in general. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, independent roofing specialist, they've got you covered, literally. Check them out at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chud with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane and Crowell. At the offices of Kane and Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane and Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at myLebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
It's a busy time.
Continue. Thanks for joining us on a Wednesday morning. Rusty Richardson with Cumberland University, the director of Executive Director of Community Relations, External Affairs. And now we have a guest. One other thing I guess we need to talk about, what you're going to be doing today. And we alluded to this a little bit because you came to Kiwanis Monday and did a shorter presentation of what you're going to be doing today.
Yes, thank you. It is the 23rd anniversary of the attacks that occurred on 9/11, 2001. And it's a sobering fact of reality that none of our undergraduates were born yet. So every year at this time, I give talks on campus about remembering 9/11 because they have no memories of it, but they have some knowledge, but a lot of that's incorrect. So today at 4 different times, I'll be giving that lecture to as many students that come to it, and we have many classes that will come to that. Those times are 9:30, 11, 12:30, and 2, and those are free and open to the public. If the public wants to attend, we'll be having those in Baird Chapel. But it's about an hour-long presentation about what happened that day. And as Bob mentioned when he called in, there were so many heroes that day, so many stories that people don't know or have forgotten. That's important that we remember that. And so that's why I do that every year.
Well, I think you should be commended for that. Somebody needs to do it, and you've taken the ball and run with it. And, of course, have the blessing of the Dr. Stum and the powers that be at Cumberland, and that's good too. Of course, yes. There's certainly no doubt not only permitting it, encouraging it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So grateful for their support. So Let me introduce my guest. This is a return guest, Caroline Haynes, who serves as Cumberland's Alumni Relations Coordinator. And of course, the fall is a very busy time for everything related to alumni. And with our increasing numbers, that number of alumni keeps increasing every year as well. So, Caroline, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Rusty, and thanks, Coleman, for having me on this morning. It is
good morning and welcome.
Thank you. It is an exciting time at Cumberland. This fall is already in full swing, and we have some exciting things coming up. With Homecoming Weekend, October 7th through 12th, we're going to have alumni on campus, parents visiting their students, friends of the university, and also our student life being involved. And we're going to be kicking off our Party on the Patio on October 10th, which is the Thursday of Homecoming Weekend, at the Catron Alumni House from 6 to 8 p.m. We invite community members that want to attend, alumni, parents. We would love to have them out for free food. We'll have some music as well that alumni will be taking part of. Our Alumni Association board actually leads this event, and so excited to see what they have in store for our guests.
Well, you've got several things to talk about here, but the Party on the Patio, the Hall of Fame induction.
Yes. So we actually have 5 individuals, one former coach, and then the 2006-2007 women's basketball team being inducted this year into the Hall of Fame. And so we're actually moving the location from years past from Alumni Hall to the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena because of the size. So we're really excited to see that on October 11th at 6 p.m. And if anyone has any questions or wants to attend that, they can reach out to our athletic department, and we'd love to see them there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about your football game?
So I think Rusty's going to touch on it in a minute, but our football team is doing wonderful along with some of our other athletic sports teams. But
2-0 right now?
2-0. So we're excited for this weekend. And then on the 12th, our football team will be taking on Bethel University at 1:30 p.m. And we invite everyone to show up at around 11:30. We'll have free food. T-shirts will be available for homecoming weekend. I know there's a new partnership with athletics with Chick-fil-A who will be serving food at our concession stand. So we're just excited to see the community out and supporting us during homecoming week.
All right. Well, moving right along. Are you ready to talk about the Phoenix Foundation?
I am. So last year we established the Phoenix Foundation, which is really an opportunity to support our athletics across campus. We have so many wonderful alumni, community members, parents, and friends at the university that want to support these athletic programs. And we have an increase in student enrollment, and also that means an increase in our athletes and what they are doing. And so if anyone wants to support that foundation, tickets for different sporting events are available within those different sponsorship packages, and we'd love to just share more about that.
All right. The Art of the Meditation Garden dedication on October 2nd. What's that all about?
So we actually have a new meditation garden, which is located in between Vice Library and Memorial Hall. And this is something that the Art of Life group on campus has worked closely with the Advancement Office on creating this space for students to be able to hang out during classes. If they're having any stress or anything like that, it's an opportunity to enjoy a beautiful day and also just sit down, work on work and other things like that. But we're inviting the community to join us on October 2nd for music and refreshments. And we're going to be dedicating this space and celebrating the fact that it is at completion.
Well, you're talking about inviting a community, and I think that Cumberland has really opened up just about anything that you have, any new thing that comes along. If there's any way possible, you are encouraging the community to be involved, and open arms extended is the way I would sort of describe this. This seems to be, I mean, you really love for anybody in the community to come and make Cumberland a part of them where it would apply. And I guess there's something there for nearly everybody in our community that you can be a part of. I mean, sports is part of it, but there's so many other things. Am I not right?
Absolutely. And Rusty does a great job of working with the community in his role with community relations. And we're in a unique place in Wilson County of having a university like Cumberland here in the community. And so I think we as a university do a great job on celebrating that because so many people have at least one or two connections to the university within their family history, or people are moving here and they want to get connected. And so it's exciting to kind of see those people that may have not graduated from the university, but want to have a connection to the deep history that we have and the things that we're doing.
Well, if I can brag a little bit on Dr. Stump, I mean, it would be easy for somebody who is the chancellor, is that his title? I believe
President.
Okay. Well, anyway, the man who is in charge really, and I mean to get in his ivory tower if he has one and just stay there and call the shots and whatever. But Dr. Stump is very much a part of the community, and I think it starts at the top, and because he is. People like you, Rusty, and others, you come out and part of the community too, just like being at Kiwanis Monday. So all that spreads the word for Cumberland. Plus, being here on the radio, I hope that helps a little bit.
It helps tremendously, and we always relish this opportunity.
Well, I didn't mean to take the spotlight here, but Caroline, go ahead.
So one of our newer events that we actually have, the past 2 years, we'd have a Rise Above speaker series. So we've had Tim Tebow on campus as well as Narcos, the two DEA agents who captured Pablo Escobar this past fall. And we're excited to add another twist to that lecture series. And we have a new endowed series called the Hefner Martin Lecture Series, which is actually named after Dr. Fred Hefner, one of our professors at the university, as well as one of our MSP alumni, Q Martin. And so we're excited to be bringing Charlie Thompson Blackwell, who is actually the NASA launch director, to campus on October 24th at Alumni Hall. Again, free for the community to attend. And also she's just going to be sharing about her time at NASA, what they're doing. And we're excited to kind of have this different category of guests on campus and seeing what she has to share and learn more about NASA and what they're doing.
Okay, sounds good. Now, alumni yard signs.
So the last thing that I have on my list to speak about today is one thing that we have started this year. So many of our local community members and businesses have community yard signs in their windows. You can see them down West Main, South Cumberland, and even on the square. And so what we have done this year is if alumni will go to our alumni webpage at cumberland.edu/alumni and update their contact information, if they're local to Wilson County, we will deliver a Proud Alumni yard sign to your yard. And then if you're not local, we're happy to mail a Proud Alumni decal to you. And then if you're in the community, maybe for homecoming weekend, signs are available for pickup at the Katrin Alumni House.
Has that caught on pretty well?
It has. Within the first 24 hours, we had over 100 alumni sign up and update their contact information. So I'm definitely busy.
Well, you just want more of this. That's great. That's great. That's a novel idea. I didn't know you were doing that, but I'll be looking for some yard signs myself, where they're located or whatever. Okay, was that pretty much take care of what you had for us?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, Caroline, thanks so much. Caroline Haynes, Alumni Relations Coordinator. And Rusty, it's back to you for about 3 minutes here.
All right, thanks. We already mentioned the Faith Fest, and again, that announcement will come out later today. We do want to brag on a couple of our sports teams because those fall sports schedules are already well underway. It's already been mentioned. Our football team is currently 2-0, going for their first home win of the season this Saturday. They're at the football stadium. That is the first home game, and I think that's at 1 o'clock or 1:30. So we have that coming up, and also
and those games are carried here on our station.
Absolutely, they are carried here, and we so much appreciate that. And in case of rain, that may be even more important this weekend, because I think they are calling for a lot of rain. But I also want to
unless it's a monsoon, football is played in the rain.
Exactly. But we also have having great success with our men's and women's soccer teams. Their seasons are underway. They are both 7-0 right now. They won their games last night, which got them to that 7-0 mark for both men's and women's. And the other thing I want to brag about, and it ties into what you were saying before about Cumberland's trying to be very intentional about opening the campus for people to come to us, but we're also being intentional about how we're going out into the community. This weekend is one of the biggest annual events in Lebanon. It's the annual Sherry's Hope or Sherry's Run. with thousands of participants in that, well, our athletic teams are the ones that go out and work with the city and work with Sherry's Hope, setting up that course, putting up all the barricades, manning the water stations, being encouraging for the runners and walkers along the way. So all the participants will see Cumberland athletes out there cheering them on Saturday for that very worthwhile community service event and fundraising event that benefits so many people. So
they're actually working instead of running.
They're actually, yes, they think they run enough during practice and games. But yes, they're doing a lot of that setup and the teardown, and it's such a huge event for anyone that's participated in that. It wouldn't be able to happen without all those volunteers working on that over and over and over every year. So.
All right. Any closing comments here? We got about 30 seconds.
Closing comments. I would encourage everyone to take a moment today and just remember 9/11. If you're not old enough to remember it, read an article on it. Watch one of the videos on it. There's so much information about that. And we need to keep that memory alive for future generations, because I'm a firm believer those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it, which has been said many times over the years.
Okay, and you'll be doing 4 remembrances. What this is it? Is it in Baird Chapel?
It's in Baird Chapel. They'll be at 9:30, at 11, at 12:30, and at 2:00.
And totally free and about
totally
an hour
free.
long.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All
So
right.
anyone that wants to come out, we'd love to have you there.
Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you hopefully next month. And Caroline Haynes, thanks for being with us today. And that is part 1 of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They were in the process of clearing a wreck in Brentwood, Williamson County on 65 northbound near Concord Road. It's had traffic a little bit slow now between Moores Lane and Concord Road as it aggravates that heavy traffic that's already trying to get up through there northbound on 65. It's busy but moving on 24 up through the Antioch area. There's still a lot of heavy traffic being pushed in right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 west up through the Antioch area. Be careful. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Check them out today. Order online, princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hi, I'm Kelly Archer, and I'm excited to invite you to the 3rd annual Sips and Sounds of September, benefiting Wilson Rides. Join us on Friday, September 27th for an unforgettable evening of music, drinks, and musical poetry. It's all for a great cause, helping older adults in Wilson County. Get your tickets now at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557. Hope to see you there.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedar Stone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment or the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedar Stone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Join us Saturday, September 14th for the 21st annual Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope. The event starts at 8 a.m. at 623 West Main Street in Lebanon. Come run or walk and give hope to families in our community who are battling cancer. Enjoy a silent auction, live music, and more. Register now at sherrysrun.org and make plans to join us Saturday, September 14th for the Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope.
We'll have partly cloudy skies for today, highs in the upper 80s, mostly cloudy for tonight, lows back in the middle 60s. And then cloudy on Thursday, a good chance of showers moving in by the afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
Good morning and welcome to part 2 of Coleman and Company. We We are ready to talk with John Langford now about Edward Jones, and he is a financial advisor and comes here with a good message for us each Wednesday. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman, and I wanted to start off today. Today is 23 years ago. I was sitting in a 8 o'clock chem lab at University of Tennessee at Martin, and we went through the class, and I don't know if someone forgot that we were there, but nobody came in and told us what was going on. So I get out of class about 10:45, and I noticed I walked through the quad, and I said, man, it is really quiet out here, kind of unusual. But we went on to the University Center because after a 3-hour chem lab, it's 11 o'clock. I'm hungry. We're going to lunch. And we walk into the University Center, and they had these TVs that usually showed the schedule and what was going on in the University Center that day. And I looked up, and I saw Smoke and Tom Brokaw. And I looked at my classmate, and I said, this is not usual. I think something happened. And we figured out what went on, met up with some friends at lunch that day. And the first thing that was going through our minds, being 19 years old, sophomore in college, was, are we going to war? And we didn't really know for sure what was going to go on. And there were talks of college campuses being some of the targets on there. So we started seeing helicopters from Fort Campbell flying around. And there was a run on gas that day. 3 gas stations in Martin ran out of gas. And I called my mom, and we had a somewhat of a tearful conversation about that. And there was a lot of worry. There was a lot of strife, and we didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring. But, in a weird way, I think that was the last time that our country was truly united as one. And right now we seem to be facing some of those same fears with elections going on and things going on. And people have a lot of fear sometimes with investing too. So I looked back and saw what the Dow Jones was on that day. And the Dow Jones was 9,605. Do you know that Dow Jones is over 40,000 right now?
Mm-hmm.
I would say we're doing okay right now. Don't you think?
I think so.
And with that, along the way, you're going to have worry, you're going to have strife, you're going to have things that will sometimes test your faith, test your own resilience. And what I tell people whenever they invest in the market, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. There will be a downtime in the market. But if you look at some of the best investors throughout time, whether it be Warren Buffett, whether that be a Jamie Dimon with J.P. Morgan, what you see is whenever times get rough, they lean in to the market. And when times are going great, if you'll notice, they'll pull back a little bit. Why is that? Well, that's because they've seen it before. 39 times there's been a correction. 39 times the market bounces back bigger and better than ever before. And that's not boastfulness. That's not hyperbole. That's math. That's facts. And what we've noticed over time is we will have different things. American Funds has this thing called the mountain chart. And what it is, it's going back and looking at Investment Company of America. It's one of the oldest mutual funds throughout time. And it shows where the market was and where the fund was at World War II when it started, when we went into Vietnam, when JFK was assassinated, when Ronald Reagan was shot, when 9/11 occurred. And it shows the historical points throughout time and how the market has done. And if you have invested $10,000 when that fund started, I don't have the exact number, but I know that it's over $100 million is what it'd be worth today.
Wow.
But that's time in the market, not timing the market.
Right.
And working through that, part of the things that an advisor does is we don't earn our money in good markets. We may help you some, but it's in the down market whenever the average investor says, I think I need to pull out and go to cash. I think I need to do this and change that and change this. And I go back and look at that mountain chart. And if you just stayed calm, took a deep breath, had a little faith, you would have been so much better off than trying to change and trying to chase that return. But sometimes you need that person to hold your hand and get you through that.
And
just like my mom did on 9/11.
Yeah.
She helped calm me down a little bit. And, on this day, I just want to thank all those first responders. Sunday night, we got through watching the game, and it was still on CBS, and 60 Minutes came on. And it was about the fire department of New York and how the fire department has rebuilt over that time period. And my 8-year-old was sitting at the table with us, and she said, was that in Manhattan? Yeah, babe. Remember those 2 big fountains that we went to and we saw that? Oh, I just thought that it was pretty. She didn't understand because she hadn't lived it. She hadn't gone through it.
Right.
And being able to teach that history like Rusty talked about today, that was one of the worst days in the history of the United States. Yet look at how we've come from there. And I hope that just through a little bit, through the financial markets and through the financial goals that we're able to help those people achieve, we're able to add a little bit more to the calm inside of there.
All right, we're about out of time here for you, John, but thank you so much. Appreciate this, and remind everybody you're located at 1424 West Padua Parkway, Suite C. People can reach you by calling 615-449. Fine print's hard for me here. 615-443-2090.
You know what? Those readers came in handy today.
See you next Wednesday.
See you, Coleman.
All right. Okay, we are ready to talk about celebrating 225 years for Wilson County. And Sue Venata joins us. Sue, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Scott Salyers joins us. Scott, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
And where's Colonel Jerry McFarland?
Well, I called him when I got here because he wasn't here, and he said, I didn't know I was supposed to be on the radio this morning. That's all I'm going to say about that subject.
We're going to teach him how to write in a notebook.
He's got a lot going on.
Oh, I know.
He does.
Scott, how are you?
I'm doing very well, sir. Thanks for asking.
All right. Where are we going to start today?
Well, we're going to start talking about the 225th anniversary of Wilson County, and we're going to go over the program, the times and the dates of it, and make sure we invite everyone that's listening to tell your neighbors and friends to come out that day and learn about your history of your county.
Well, it's a big celebration, and there's a lot of people that are involved. A committee was formed, and I don't know how active your committee is, but I do know at one of those meetings, there were a lot of people there. Are most of those still doing something?
Yeah, they've all kind of gone off into their own specialties and the things that they're doing. We do still get together, and we'll probably have one more meeting before the event. But it's amazing because, like, the folks that we bumped into in that first meeting, and everybody kind of started taking their own role in this event. They all kind of went off and started doing their things, and like, frankly, I might have forgot about them a little bit, and then I'll run into them again, and I'll see, oh, they've done this and they've done that, and all these things are getting done, and it's all coming together right now. So it's been working perfect.
Seemed to be really a lot of enthusiasm from those that are working on this, especially, and I'm wondering what about the others when people hear about this? What's the result?
It's really good. So one of my favorite things to do, like for example, during the fair in Fiddler's Grove, I just kind of sit back and I find a shady corner and I watch things happen, and I can tell where people are enjoying themselves and having a good time, and where people maybe weren't quite sure what they just saw, and they didn't process it very well. But this event uniquely is always processed very well. People understand it immediately. They latch on to something they're excited about, and then they start telling other people about it. So it's being received very, very well, and I think people are just generally excited about it.
You want to add to that, Sue?
I totally agree with Scott. It's getting exciting once we're getting the agenda for the day down. We're encouraging everyone to be there by 10 o'clock, and it's going to be back in Fiddler's Grove, back at the Opry stage is where the program is going to take place. I'm sorry. Going to start it at 10:30 we've invited the county mayor, all three mayors, State Senator Mark Pody, Representative Clark Boyd, Representative Susan Lynn. We've invited A.C. Wharton to come. His family has a legacy here. We've invited Mr. James E. Ward's daughters. I talked to his daughter that lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and I told her, gave her my name, and I said, Jerry McFarland told me to call you. She said, God bless you. That's what but I said, this is Miss Sarah, and she said, no, I'm Sassy. And that's what she goes by. But she's coming. She has two sons. They're going to come. And they'll be there, I guess, throughout the day, but definitely be there for the unveiling of the monument at 2 o'clock.
Right. Well, a lot of excitement building up for this. Now, you're involving fourth grade, I believe, because they study, fourth graders, I guess, across the state, study Tennessee history in the fourth grade. Is that their first encounter, really, with Tennessee history?
They do start their lessons in the fourth grade. I think the fifth grade is more whenever that's like part of their core course schedule that year. But we work with Wilson County Schools in particular. There's a lady there named Megan Gunter, and she is their social studies coordinator. So she has been kind of working with us to make sure that what we have to present to people at Fiddler's Grove all of the time, not just during this 225th anniversary, but especially during the event, that we have things that are in line with what they're teaching them in that fifth grade standard. So by exposing them to it in fourth grade, when those kids actually show up in class, they are ready, they've got that background knowledge, and they're ready to learn.
Well, there's a wealth of Tennessee history. There's so much to be learned, and then new things are happening all the time, which will be old by the time they get to be adults. But
well, it's surprising to me. There's 2,000 fourth grade students in the Wilson County school system. There's 500 in the Lebanon Special School District. That's a lot of students to bring through in 2 days.
About 2,500, roughly.
2 days, Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
And we're the school systems have been fabulous to work with us, and they're taking care of the buses, getting the children out there and taking them back. We'll have volunteers stationed throughout the Grove. Hopefully some are going to be dressed in costumes and tell a little bit about where they're standing and what's going on. I think the children are going to learn a lot, and then when they leave, we're giving them a poster that's been designed, and on the back of it, it tells a lot about Wilson County history. And also, they're going to get I forgot what it's called, a
little passport card.
Passport card, yeah. So hopefully they'll go home and tell mom and dad and all their siblings will come back out on Saturday for the event.
All right, time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a low-price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They did clear that wreck we had earlier in Williamson County on 65 northbound at Concord Road. It was there long enough to cause it to back up and run slow now. Further south of that, as you come 65 north up by Cool Springs, coming up through this stretch of Williamson County from that earlier wreck that's since been cleared now. Near Concord Road, it's loading up 40 east coming in from Dixon County, trying to get into Kingston Springs. Peaker on 40 there, making your way all the way into Bellevue. Give yourself extra time with radar out in Dixon County. Princess Hot Chicken has new items. Check them out. PrincessHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture, so you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact me, John Langford, your Lebanon Edward Jones financial advisor at 1424 West Bedore Parkway. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. We welcome you to our final segment of Coleman and Company here on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. Scott Sellers and Sue Bennett are with us. We're talking about the 225th celebration of Wilson County. And a lot of history here, and we're going to recall a little bit of it anyway. But it seems like people, for one thing, people are working together very well on this, a coordinated thing, and you've got a lot of different people with their areas of expertise who are joining in. And Scott, I mean, with what you do at Fiddler's Grove, I mean, I guess this is just a natural for you, and this is almost part of your makeup, the celebrating history and so on.
Yeah, if you go back, 1991 is when Carlton and Geneva Thomas worked through the fair to have Fiddler's Grove set up. Kind of is where it started, the first few buildings showing up. But in that time, the growth that has happened there, we've got over 60 buildings inside Fiddler's Grove. It's roughly an 11-acre area. We greet with the fair, obviously, also, 861,000 folks came through just in August. But on top of that, the thousands of folks that come throughout the rest of the year just to see Fiddler's Grove. So it's not that we're natural at it, it's that we're very well practiced at it.
What are there any particular needs? I mean, we need to get the word out, obviously, and the 225 years is a milestone without a doubt, I think, and if anybody's interested in history at all, or in the way it was 225 years ago, there's a starting place. But you've got all different interests here. People are coming together. But I'm wondering, as people on the committee and very much involved, the two of you, are there any areas that you really need help? Is there what needs to be done right now?
We can always have help. Always volunteers to come out and help us with that many children on Thursday and Friday. We can always use help. I would like to mention on Saturday one thing that we are doing. For those of you that were around for the 1999 celebration, 200th birthday of Wilson County, Tom Grant wrote a song about Wilson County. And he's going to be there that day. He's not going to sing it. He's going to give the history of it, and then we're going to play it. And then we have the doo-wops coming at 11:30. I think it's 11:30. About times I've got to go back and look. But they'll be coming, and Tig Bryan has written a song about Wilson County, and he's going to sing and play that with the backup of the doo-wops. Oh. So we've got a lot of good entertainment, working on some more groups to come out and sing. And then the exciting thing, at 2 o'clock, we're going to unveil the monument that states the James E. Ward Agricultural Center.
Well, got a lot of good things planned, and it's pretty much going to be a day full of things. But what about Thursday and Friday? The fourth graders going to be bussed in. Is anything else really taking place as part of this celebration on Thursday and Friday? Is that pretty much it?
The Thursday and Friday portion of this is exclusively for the students. So with that many students coming through, trying to invite the public and have all that going on at the same time would probably be a little too rough. But one of the best parts about that is that not only are the students going home to tell their parents about what they saw and how excited they were about it, but they're also getting information sent home with them and via email from the school telling the parents that we are going to be open to the public on Saturday to see the demonstrators and all the history on display. And then we've been working, not only being on shows like your own, but Wilson County TV has been helping us out. Me and Jerry McFarland and Christy Hafner, the director of the TV station, went around just on Monday, and we're filming little promo videos to get the word out for that Saturday event. So really what we're talking about when we're talking about this event to the public is that Saturday event. Saturday the 26th from 10 to 4. We invite people to bring lawn chairs, come hang out in the Grove. There's going to be 2 different food trucks there that day so far that we've already got on the hook. That's going to be a Pigpen food truck and fried green tomatoes. They'll both be set up out in front of the general store. The general store is going to be selling their signature fried bologna sandwiches. The veterans we've talked to them a little bit. They may be able to set up and help grill out and cook. So there's going to be food there for everybody. There's going to be music there for everybody. The entire grove is going to be open with demonstrators. And if you're kind of like me and you fear crowds, braving big, huge crowds during the fair and parking, this is a perfect time to come and see the grove, because there may be thousands of us there that day, but I guarantee it's going to be less than the 130,000 people maybe on a Saturday during the fair. So it's a great time to come see it.
You mentioned the mayors earlier. What kind of part are they playing?
Well, we're going to introduce all three city mayors and the county mayor and let them speak for just a minute or two.
All right.
And then, like I said, A.C. Wharton is coming. His family has a long legacy here with Wharton's store. Just different people like that. Senator Pody, Representative Lynn, Representative Boyd are going to be there. So, and we've invited the governor to come at 2 o'clock for the unveiling. And it's on his calendar, so I'm hoping he will be there for that.
Well, it's a great celebration, 225 years, and just 10 to 4?
Yeah, 10 to 4.
6 hours.
Yes, sir. Yep. And having everything open that entire time. Like, I just went yesterday and spoke to the Wilson County Antique Power Association. They're the folks that bring the tractors and the sawmill to life during the fair. They'll have the sawmill running for this event on Saturday. The Sons of the Confederate Veterans, I've heard a rumor. I'll try to substantiate that rumor as we go close. They're bringing a cannon to the event on Saturday. We've got the grist mill will be up and running. Doc McKinney and his Possum Town boys get that grist mill up and running. That'll be happening. So just all of these little bells and whistles that are out there at the Fiddler's Grove area will be all live and ready for everybody that Saturday from 10 to 4.
Well, now I know there's been some things in writing, and in fact, Jerry brought me a thing or two when he was here before. Mm-hmm. How much of this is? I wonder what kind of demand there is, but some of this is pretty important stuff as far as our history goes, and might not be available just anywhere. I mean, somebody's compiled some things here, and hopefully that's going to be made available. I'm just wondering to what extent. Do y'all talk about that?
We have a history book that was printed. Scott, I forgot the date on it.
It was the earliest one that Jerry's aware of, so we're easily back into the 1800s.
And we're going to have those for sale, and then we're doing another book that will be for sale. We're going to have these posters that have a lot of pictures on the front, a lot of historical pictures, and on the back will be about those pictures. It's a larger copy of what the children are going to be getting, but we'll have those. We'll also have some Phil Ponder prints of the courthouse for sale that day. And by the way, we only have 10 left of the second 50. We've sold the first 25 to commissioners. We've sold 40 of the other ones. We have 10 of those left, and then he's doing another 20 for us to have that day. So we'll have a total of 100 prints.
Well, I have an idea. People are going to want some kind of memento, and some people, if they're really interested at all in the history of Wilson County, would like to have something in print. Not necessarily pictures, but just there's a wealth of information that could be made available, and I don't know how much of it is. That's what I'm trying to drag out of y'all. This is wonderful.
Yeah. The commemorative posters and the T-shirts. There will be things there that are emblazoned with the 225th anniversary logo that folks can take home to have a little piece of this to keep. When I moved here in 2012, I had run across a little resale shop, and I came up with one of the 200th anniversary commemorative cups. And it's one of the things I kind of put in my office, and I'll put a pin in or whatever. And I think about that a lot when we think about this 225th as to what can people tangibly take home. So we're making sure that there's things there for folks as well.
Well, it's going to be a great celebration, no doubt, and I think the more people find out about this and then realize 225 years, like what Jerry said, I guess, none of us were around. All we know is what history has left for us, and hopefully some of that will be available for all, especially those who cherish those sorts of things. And there's a lot of things to think. You ever just think what the landscape was like 225 years ago? Where were the roads? transportation was so slow. I mean, we all, I guess, have been to the Hermitage and seen that stagecoach or whatever, that method of transportation in President Jackson. Took him 30 days to go from the Hermitage to Washington, D.C. I don't know whether you can fly in 30 minutes, but not much long, maybe an hour, to get from Nashville to Washington, D.C. It took him 30 days. And that was not too long before, well, actually, let's see, Jackson would have been president about the time we started, I guess. Yeah.
Well, and I'm just kind of lightly joking here, but if we're not careful with our traffic patterns, sometimes it might take that long just to get across town again here pretty soon. Even a trip from Mount Juliet to Lebanon, you can see the old rail lines that were there. At one time, there were 2 different rail lines that ran from Mount Juliet to Lebanon, and the trains used to race on those lines. They'd race each other to make sure their fare got there faster than the other one as a competition, right? And here we are still, burning tires down Interstate 40 and 70 just get back and forth.
I hadn't heard that. You ought to put that somewhere.
If you stop and think about it, I was involved in the 200th celebration, and I think you were too. And look at the changes in 25 years that have happened. Yeah. I mean, it just amazes me. And I'm thinking, okay, 25 years ago, I was working on this same project. I don't think I'll be here for the 250, but I'm planning on it.
Well, we got 30 seconds to kind of wrap it up, but it's happening the last of October. What is the official date?
October the 26th from 10 till 4.
At Ward Ag Center, at Fiddler's Grove. Mm-hmm. And Scott, thanks for being with us this morning and for all you're getting done here. And Sue, you're working very hard on this, I know. And both of you putting up with Jerry McFarland, so you have my sympathy. Just kidding, Jerry. Thank you for all you're doing as well. Well, that's going to do it for Wednesday. Hope you'll join us for the Thursday edition tomorrow. And until then, I wish you a wonderful day.